Uncovering an Amish secret. Imagine keeping ripe garden tomatoes fresh for months without refrigeration or chemicals. It sounds impossible, yet the Amish have done exactly that for generations. In this video, we'll explore a remarkable preservation trick from Amish tradition that uses only natural materials. This age-old hack lets you extend the season of fresh, homegrown tomatoes well beyond the summer harvest. By tapping into their methods, we can enjoy truly garden-fresh tomatoes year-round. Let's uncover this secret step by step. Amish food preservation traditions. The Amish community emphasizes simplicity and independence. Many Amish households avoid electric refrigeration, relying instead on ingenious cold storage methods. For example, some pipe cool spring water under their homes to create a cold stream, chilling trough, and others build insulated ice houses or underground root cellars to keep food at a steady cool temperature. Their pantries are lined with home-canned fruits, vegetables, and sauces. In fact, canned tomatoes and tomato sauce are pantry staples for the Amish. All this happens without electricity or synthetic chemicals, reflecting a heritage of ingenuity. The Amish tomato preservation hack. The secret Amish hack we're exploring involves using wood ash as a natural preservative. At first glance, it seems too simple. By burying ripe tomatoes in a container of clean, dry wood ash, the fruit can stay fresh and juicy for months instead of rotting. Tradition holds that the alkaline ash creates a protective seal around each tomato. This ash barrier inhibits mold and bacteria by blocking air and moisture. The results can be remarkable. Properly sealed in ash, the tomatoes stay fresh until the next planting season. Next, let's break down each step so you can try this yourself. Step-by-step tutorial, the wood ash technique. Choose firm, unblemished tomatoes. Pick fresh, fully ripe tomatoes that are still firm and free of cracks or soft spots. Imperfect fruit will spoil and jeopardize the batch. Prepare a clean container. Use a dry wooden box, sturdy cardboard bin, or other non-metallic container. Spread a layer, about 4 centimeters thick, of clean, sifted wood ash on the bottom to cushion the tomatoes. Layer tomatoes in ash. Place the tomatoes gently on the ash, stem side down, in a single layer so none touch each other. Ensure each fruit is surrounded by ash. Cover completely with ash. Carefully pour more ash to cover the tomatoes entirely. Continue layering tomatoes and ash until the container is full, with ash separating each tomato. Seal and store. Add a final layer of ash on top, and seal the container, lid, or cloth over the ash. Store it in a cool, dry spot like a basement or root cellar. The ash layer keeps out air and moisture, so the tomatoes stay fresh long after the summer season ends. Why it works, the science of ash preservation. This Amish method succeeds because wood ash creates a hostile environment for spoilage. Wood ash's natural alkalinity and absorbent power form a seal around each fruit, inhibiting bacteria and mold. In effect, the ash raises the pH on the tomato's surface and wicks away moisture, dramatically slowing decay. Scientific research confirms the impact. One study found tomatoes buried in wood ash remained unspoiled for 4 weeks, whereas untreated tomatoes rotted in just days. In other words, the ash barrier buys your fruit a dramatically longer shelf life by preserving its water content and nutrients. Traditional versus modern preservation methods. Most modern preservation methods rely on technology or processing. A ripe tomato, kept at room temperature or in a refrigerator, only lasts a few days before losing quality. Freezing and canning require special equipment, energy, and time. By contrast, the Amish ash technique needs no power at all, just ash in a box. It achieves the same goal of year-round freshness in a completely natural, chemical-free way. This sustainable, low-energy approach shows that sometimes the old ways have surprising advantages over modern methods. Try it yourself. A DIY guide. Ready to try at home? First, gather clean wood ash from burning hardwood. Oak, maple, or fruit tree wood are best, and let it cool completely. Avoid ash from treated or painted wood, and sift it through a fine mesh to remove charcoal and clumps. Keep the ash dry in a bucket. Then, layer ash and ripe tomatoes in a sturdy container following the steps above. Once filled, cover the box and store it in a cool, dry place like a basement or cellar. With attention to detail and patience, you'll soon have a pantry stocked with summer tomatoes to enjoy all winter. Benefits: taste, sustainability, and shelf life. Extended shelf life. Tomatoes preserved in wood ash can last for months, often until the next growing season, giving you truly fresh-tasting produce in winter. Pure and natural. This method uses no artificial chemicals or preservatives. It's completely organic. The ash is simply a byproduct of wood, so you avoid unwanted additives in your food. Energy efficient. No fridge, freezer, or electricity is required. This sustainable, low-energy solution aligns perfectly with a self-reliant lifestyle. Flavor and nutrition. Because the tomatoes age slowly at room temperature, they retain much of their fresh flavor and nutrients. Studies even show that antioxidants and vitamins remain high in ash-stored tomatoes. Simplicity. Anyone can do this with basic materials. The technique is straightforward and accessible to home gardeners and homesteaders alike. Rediscovering traditional skills. Methods like this Amish hack remind us of the value in traditional knowledge. Long before refrigeration, our ancestors used the materials at hand to solve practical problems, and sometimes those simple solutions still outperform modern methods. Embracing this technique connects us to agricultural heritage and a more intentional way of living. By trying it ourselves, we honor that legacy and become more self-reliant, learning to work with nature rather than against it. Conclusion and call to action. You now have the recipe to preserve tomatoes the Amish way. Will you take the challenge to try it before next season's harvest? Share this video with friends who love gardening and cooking, and leave a comment with your results and questions. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more insights on self-reliant living and Amish wisdom. Remember, sometimes the simplest ideas, even just a box and some wood ash, can truly blow your mind and transform the way you feed your family.